on the trigger. He wants to play this recording that we found. Yesterday I was at the house getting ready to leave, and I heard, go downstairs and get a backup recording. So I went and I set up a computer to set up a backup recording of him reading our newest book that's a collection of all of the teachings that Jesus came through and channeled through. I'd say more Christ, because it was Jesus, Michael, Yeshua, all the different layers of Christ that were coming through that we channeled over the years. We have a channeling from, they said 8 months from August of 15. So,
it's 2014.
So yeah, so we channeled channeling in 2014.
December of 14 or January of 2015.
Yeah, so end of 2014 or beginning of 2015. I didn't have kids yet. Had no idea what vaccines were. Shouldn't have said the word. But anyways, this is an interesting recording that we did. So his comments, his commentary that we're going to play right now is written during the pandemic.
Yeah, during the pandemic.
Written during the pandemic. But then the channeled part where Jesus comes in to talk was channeled by me in 14. Because they say in 8 months' time, in August of 2015, the world will be in blah, 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 whatever. So anyways, okay, here it goes.
Go ahead and play it.
It should. So.
Two of the most unknown or misunderstood are, one, are there ETs? And two, what does it mean when Jesus says we're all Christed when we thought only he was Christed as Christ? What is the Antichrist? Having just come through the pandemic, shut down, the press has done nothing but push fear. Is the press the representation of the Antichrist? This section is entitled Being Christed and ETs. When I spoke to in his presence, with the lights from heaven shining down upon me, as if twinkling stars were falling down upon me, bringing me the information that I needed, bringing me all that I needed, bringing me the nourishment I needed. And at that time, that's when I felt peace. And that's when I taught about the Holy Spirit. When you're fully united by that, which is what many call the Holy Spirit, which I call spirit or breath, when those are infused, I'm going to stop for a second. I've got to stop. I mean, I'm going to continue on with what Jesus said, but because this was recorded back in 2014, 2015, the pandemic came upon us. And what's it talking about? It's talking about fear. It's talking about vaccinations, governments, Knights of Templar, Illuminati, putting metals in our body. I mean, that's insane. That's insane that Jesus and Christ giving us this information long before the pandemic came in 2020. That understand this are not saying, oh gosh, one day I hope I'm Christed. Oh, one day I hope that I make it there. For they've already made it there, alive, because their consciousness was being up into their head, and their consciousness cannot handle the altitude. The altitude changed so quickly when the planet shifts. So many souls choose to just leave at that time because they just can't handle the frequency changes. Wow.
So I don't know if I played the whole thing. I'll post the actual recording on Patreon. So if you're not a Patreon, I'll post it for free. It's part of our book, Ask Jesus. I'm going to continue calling it that because I guess that's what it is. It's just a newer edition because my dad took all of our conversations out and all of our kind of like chit chat, like, oh, look, Poochie's digging now, and oh, blah, blah, blah. You know, he took all that out and kind of like paraphrased our conversations and just left all the channelings in that came in through Christ. And they're really good teachings. And those of you that come to my Wednesday night classes know that there's good stuff that comes through. In fact, there was one thing that I wanted to read. That's why I was going to go live was, there's something here in bold that popped out for me. And it said, that most people are not in their bodies, meaning when you say you're not in your body, it just means your attention and you're daydreaming 24/7. So like if you're daydreaming all day long and you're like, huh, or your attention is inside of the TV because you're watching TV or in the video game or the computer, then you're not really present in God's presence. And that's what we're always taught on Wednesday night, that be present in his presence, and just stay present. Don't think about the past. Don't worry about the future, because if you think about the past or the future, you take your attention and awareness out of his presence, which is shining down directly upon us, and you go into the quote-unquote Antichrist, which is fear, because there's no other reason to think about the past or the future unless you're fearing somebody didn't get over something, or you're fearing how you looked, or how you're being judged, or you're worried about the future because you're in fear. So it's all about fear. So if you're not in fear, you should be in your body. So in this lecture here from, I don't know when, it's not dated, it says for everyone to ask, oh, it's trying to connect your earpods there.
Oh, let me get.
It's fine. That's fine.
I'll turn them up.
It says, say, I now ask God, or my most unconditionally loving and guiding force. So you don't have to say Christ or God or whatever, but like, I now ask God, or my most unconditionally loving and guiding force, to securely attach my original awareness, that's like your original I, to my original divine mind now. And I ask that they become a snow globe. So I now ask God, or my most unconditionally loving and guiding force, to securely attach my original awareness to my original divine mind now. Divine mind would be the brain of your soul. And I ask that they become a snow globe. And you visualize that as a snow globe. And when you visualize that as a snow globe, you can just say, show me what my snow globe looks like now. And what you're going to find is it's going to be probably pretty gross. Energy is probably going to be pretty bad, because most of us spend all of our time inside of our computer, inside of the TV, inside our husband's energy, inside someone else's energy, our focus. Just look at awareness as focus. And if you can bring your focus into your original divine mind, in your original body, you'll realize that diseases that you have that you don't understand why they're there may not even necessarily be your own. You may think you have them because you're in someone else's field, and it's hard to explain in a really quick message, but that's what I found is the root of autoimmune. Autoimmune is when you're not in your own space. You're not in his presence, in God's presence. And Jesus talks all the time about being in the presence of God. And like in that recording, it says he felt like stars falling down upon him when he was in connection with the Father or with God. So today I challenge you guys, or I invite you guys to ask that you have your most unconditionally guiding force, or God, securely attached your original awareness to your original mind now, and that you actually feel what it feels like to be inside of your body fully and completely. And then we say it's I am present in presence now. And I have that encoded in healing, where basically, as long as you say I am a snow globe, and then say I am present in presence, the presence of God will come over you. It'll clear your energy, and you'll be inside your own field, your own body, your own mind, your own spirit, your own soul. And I bet you a lot of ailments, neck aches, back aches, different things that we have wrong with us will go away, because usually when we have ailments, they're usually because somebody else has an ailment that we know that's similar, and our attention and awareness is in them. So then our body starts to follow suit, and our body starts to become what we think it is. You know, we are what we think we are, if we're all God. So I just thought about your shoulder and Drew's shoulder.
Yeah.
So my dad needs to pull his self back in, Drew needs to pull herself back in, and then maybe the disconnect. And me and Jeff always mirror each other too. So anyways, I will see you guys later. We're going to drive back. We got a 30-minute drive back home, and then he's leaving. We have something tomorrow, and then my dad's leaving tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, to go out to California. But we're going to have a campaign going out. Not a campaign. That's what it's called in the marketing thing. But with all these different chapters from this Jesus book, but you have to be registered for our email list. So go over to discoverintuition.com. It's going to pop up first thing. Would you like to be on our mailing list? Yes. Put your email address in, and that way you will receive the daily messages that we're going to be sending out for this Ask Jesus book that we have. And then there's like a workbook that I created for it and everything. So gotten a lot of stuff done while my dad was here this time. It's very, very productive trip. And you guys will start seeing the fruits of the labor here pretty soon. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Okay. Hopefully this didn't cut me off. tried to cut us off a bunch of times. Oh, intuitionliving.com is Patreon. Go over there and I'll have this video or this audio posted in there in the next hour or so. When we get home, I'll post it into Patreon, or maybe Ann will do it. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.